So I'm using the 8-inch coil attachment that goes onto the pulse dive, the Nocta Macro pulse dive. You know it's going to be a good day when your first target of the day is a ring and a silver ring at that. My first target. So it's just awesome way to start. I got a lot of sinkers this day. If I compare the 4-inch coil to the 8-inch coil, the 8-inch coil definitely has a greater depth compared to the 4-inch coil. That is, the problem is sometimes with the 8-inch coil is trying to pinpoint an item in a crevice. Sometimes the sinker is on the opposite side of a rock and you actually detecting through the rock and you can't find it. One thing that is nice though, because the circle of the 8-inch coil is so big, the sound, detection sound that it gives off becomes the loudest when the target is in the middle of the circle. So you can actually, before you're digging it out, you can pinpoint, okay, it's exactly in the middle of the circle, like a target. So that is actually quite nice. But trying to find it in crevices, you can't. It's a little bit difficult. So that is definitely a negative of the 8-inch coil. One extreme positive compared to the 4-inch coil is the, as you can see here, the waving action and your, what is it called, your scope, your movement, your, I'm just not thinking the right word now, but your area coverage, that's it, your area coverage per second or per meter is a lot more. So you actually covering a lot more ground, and I would say definitely double. You're saving double the time compared to the 4-inch coil. Definitely. See, I'm trying to use the side of it to try and pinpoint where the target is. You can use the side of it as well. I do know of certain areas in the ocean where there is just so much trash, or so many targets per square inch or square meter, where a 4-inch coil would just obviously just work better. But I don't think, if you have an 8-inch coil, I don't think you're going to use a 4-inch coil again most of the time. It's a product that is definitely an improvement.
With the pulse down, bigger is better.
The movement through the water on the 8-inch compared to the 4-inch is basically the same. There is no major resistance difference between the 8-inch and the 4-inch. As you can see, the 8-inch is relatively thin, so it still glides and moves through the water pretty easily. It's not like your wrist is going to start getting extra tired using the 8-inch compared to the 4-inch. But one thing that is nice is when you're waving away the sand, you put your 8-inch coil on the side of the hole, and you put it sideways, and you wave the sand through the coil. And if it's a light item, you can actually hear it past the coil, then you know you've got it out of the hole. If you don't hear it go past the coil, then it's obviously still in the hole. So if you wave very vigorously and with a lot of energy, and the item doesn't move, then it's most likely a sinker. If it does move, it's foil or a coin or something lighter. Gold rings are found, sometimes they stay, sometimes they move.
"10 minutes before the 9-carat ring, I got this 18-carat ring. My camera unfortunately was off at the time, so I didn't film it. That was 2 gold rings on the last day of being able to go to the beach before we got locked down in South Africa and we weren't able to go to the beach anymore. So yeah, 2 rings on the last dive. It's not often you get a brass spinner in this shape. Usually it's made out of lead. What's also nice about the 8-inch coil is you can take a handful of dirt, and with your fist, with the dirt inside your hand, you can put your fist through the coil and check if the item is inside your hand, which is quite nice, very nice to use, especially underwater. My last item here is a sinker. Thanks for watching, and see you in the future videos.